ETF fans. This is Alex Shepard for the Daily Video Insight of September 16th, 2024. And today what we're going to explore is taking a look at value ETFs, specifically the stocks that they own. We've done this recently with quality ETFs, but we are having a conversation with some clients today about how valuations are of a concern after the recent run-up and concerned about lowering the overall valuation of their model. So with that, we thought we'd explore the ETF stock ownership tool, which is a cool way to look at which stocks are most commonly owned among different types of strategies. So with that, you should be looking at our homepage right now. I'm going to close up the dashboards and I'm going to head over to the interactive tools ETF stock screener. Just as a reminder, what this tool does is we're just aggregating data from a holdings up perspective to look at what is commonality among the holdings of these ETFs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my category here from everything, and I'm going to do equity, US, large cap value. So we just put that screen in, and what we did is we filtered the entire ETF universe down to 168 funds, totaling $713 billion in assets. You can see VTV is the largest one here, followed by SCHD, the Schwab product, IWD, VYM. Now, we do have further classification, so I don't want just the category to be large cap value. I want to specifically hone in on value factor ETFs. So I'm going to change our drop down here and deselect all of these, and I just want what we classify as value. So I'm going to apply that. We've gone from 168 ETFs down to 55 ETFs. Again, we see VTV, the Vanguard product, at the top. Then we've got IWD, IVE, SPIV, and so forth. So what I can do now is I'm going to load up all of the holdings that make up this category. And specifically, I'll do load ownership data. This takes just a second, and it will load down here in this table, as you can see. So the makeup of these 55 funds is 2,128 different securities. You can see the entire list of them here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to sort by the prevalence. So number of funds that own this security. So across these 55 funds, Comcast is the most commonly held between all of them. So Comcast is held in 44 out of the 55 funds. You can see Chevron is second on the list with 43. Then you got Bank of America, Cigna, Wells Fargo at 41. And we got Verizon and Valero Energy. So definitely a slight tilt to these top names. Energy and financials we're seeing, not surprisingly. Those sectors typically have some lower valuation multiples typically than what you see from the tech sector or some other growth oriented areas of the marketplace. Now, this is just on a fund ownership perspective. If I wanted to take a look at this and say, well, I don't want to look at the holding that is held most commonly but has the most dollar investment from the ETF space, I can do that here. So I'm just going to sort by this column, ownership, and you can see that $10.8 billion of Berkshire Hathaway is owned by 33 ETFs in the marketplace. These value ETFs. Berkshire is held across many more ETFs, but for this search specifically, we can see it's been 10.8 billion, followed by JP Morgan, Exxon, United Health, J&J, and Broadcom. I do want to just point out too, what's pretty cool in here is you can see the amount of ownership out of the entire category, but also free float. So if you want to say, you can see that 1.83% of Berkshire's free float is owned by these ETFs, specifically within this category. So just a reminder on that. And Now this is the second video we've done where we use the ETF stock screener tool to show ETF ownership to find stocks out there in the marketplace. But I will note that we also publish a number of lists based on this tool in our sponsored model marketplace. And I'll just go in here real quick. The ETFA illustrative stock indexes. When I open this up, they're mostly thematic based right now is what we have out here. But we call them the Select 25 lists. So what we do is we go into specific niches of the thematic investing space and we will take a look at which stocks are most commonly owned. So if I were to open one of these up, next gen transportation, I'll open this and you can see we only use 5 ETFs to create this top 25 list. But what we're doing is we're looking at the commonality between these 5 ETFs to come up with a stock list. Now you can see if I come in here, equity look through of my portfolio, I can see my top holdings are you've got Lucid, we've got Neo, Tesla, not surprisingly, but just want to make everyone aware that we have these lists out there. With that, for today's video, as always, none of the stocks or securities that we discussed am I recommending for a purchase or a sell order. Speak to a financial professional before making any investment decisions. And I hope everyone has a great evening. Please reach out to team@etfaction.com if you'd like to learn more, or you can always come out and create a free trial account and you do a demo with one of our sales team. Take care.